Hello and welcome to this next and new Feature Friday. Today I am here in sunny Croatia today, and where we'll be spending the next month. So I'm especially delighted for this Friday, which has nothing to do with our topic today. But anyway, so today we'll talk about Facebook ads. And if you followed along, this Wednesday I was talking about a controversial Facebook ad hack that I shared in my webinar, and I'm very excited to talk about it with Andrea today, because she is one of the most savviest people out there, and she knows her way around when it comes to Facebook ads. So I hope that she'll be able to join me now. This is my third intent now to bring her in. And Andrea, please do send. Yes, I see you saying hi. This is great. So bring Andrea on camera. There we go. Good things. Well, there's a saying in German. I don't know how to translate now, but after the third time, I think
Hey.
Yay! And there she is.
Oh
Finally.
my goodness.
No one
That
knows,
was
but you're here. Cool. Hello. Okay, so I was just giving you a brief introduction, but
yeah.
I think many people out there know you. You are, I'd say, you are a Facebook celebrity, a social media celebrity, and so I'm very honored that you're taking your time and joining me today live. Thanks
Oh
for
no, happy to do it. Happy to do
cool.
it. So,
And I
yeah,
and
and
I also
I've
said,
got
hmm, go ahead.
I've got my map here behind me of all the places I visited, so I just got to put the pin into Ostrava. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's where we met exactly a few
Yep.
weeks ago. That was fun. Cool.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
So, well, I just briefly pointed out that I gave a webinar this Wednesday, and I shared a Facebook ad hack. I'm sure you didn't have the
Uh-huh.
time to watch it, and that's okay. But probably a lot of people who haven't watched it in this group, but I will quickly explain it, and I would be very curious to hear your take on it, because after I shared the hack, it actually started uh, yeah, let's say a conversation amongst some of my social media marketing friends, and yes, like I am usually in general, I am a huge fan of organic traffic. So
Mhm.
I hope I will learn a lot about Facebook ads today from
Yeah.
you, even though I have done a few Facebook ad campaigns for my clients, but I'm way far away from being an expert. Still, I
hmm
came across a cool method where you can gain, actually in a really short amount of time, a huge amount of followers for only 100 euros or
hmm
$100. It sounds very dodgy, and I know this is like alarm clocks here beeping all over.
Yeah.
But when I heard it, and I was also very skeptical, I tried it myself, and I have applied it for several customers so far, and it always works. Now,
Okay.
quickly, only briefly, this is all you do is post a picture with a yellow background, which is very important apparently, because the color yellow is the one that make people click more likely, and you put a quote in the middle. I Something that is very encouraging for people to confirm or like to like it. I
Yep.
had like life begins outside of your comfort zone. Yeah.
Right.
And then you put the sentence, click like to like this page if you agree with this quote. So
Right.
you're not saying click and like my page, only, yeah, because I know that this is also against the rules. Okay, so, and then you start this ad campaign, and you set a budget of $20 a day, and your audience is set to worldwide, and you exclude the US, the UK, Australia, and Canada for the first 24 hours. This
Right.
obviously attracts not the ideal customer for most of us, but
hmm
it will give you a huge boost, and within 1 or 24 hours, you get around 2,000, 3,000 likes for your fan page.
hmm
So, and then you come back, you duplicate the ad, and then you adjust on the copy the duplicated ad, you adjust your audience and you include, let's say, the US or whatever you want to target
Right.
first. And so on and so forth. And then you can also minimize your daily budget. You don't have to go always $20 a day. And
Right. Oops,
you do
sorry.
this for three days, and
Yeah.
it turns out that you gain 10,000 likes within 3 days. So
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And then the most common comment was, yes, but what about the engagement? Because and also the people you're attracting. And
Right.
yeah, I know. I mean, engagement didn't. I mean, my engagement didn't get hurt. In fact, it
Mm-hmm.
is has come up, and for my other
Mm-hmm.
customers as well. And the people. I mean, your audience will come in the second stage. So I don't know.
Right.
What do you think about this? Do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely value in having an ad. Facebook looks at how the ad is done. It looks to see, is this ad getting getting good engagement? Is it working well? So it gives it a boost if it already is working well. So of course, you can get better results that way. But I'm just always the type that's like, yeah, it's only 100 euros, and so there's a balance there, right? Because it's a balance between maybe you get better results from the second stage for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I guess I'm always the type that's like, well, let's look at the end game and the long game and say, are these US people going to be your customers? If you've got it with no targeting in the US, you could be targeting the people who maybe don't have the budget to pay you for your services, aren't even interested in your services. And so to me, it's like a little bit of a vanity metric right there, just to have those followers.
Yeah.
So you look at so my page actually does not have a lot of fans on it. I have something like 8,400 fans or somewhere around that.
Okay.
I used to do Grandma Mary, and she had more fans. She was more fun than me. So I started, for those of people who don't know, is I started my blog as a character named Grandma Mary Social Media Edutainer.
Okay.
And so I blogged with a wig on for years. And it was a lot of fun. It was kind of a way for me to use my comedy and things like that. So she had 20,000 fans and got good engagement. But for me, I think it came down to the fact that I actually needed her glasses, and I was like, it's feeling a little too close to home now that, I'm getting older. I don't know if I want to dress up like a grandma. so, so now I'm just, so I'm really always focused on spending money on Facebook to further the customer relationship with the best clients. So I don't focus at all on likes or I don't care about getting a lot of engagement on a post, even though it does help it's good to have a good ad for sure. You want a good ad because it's going to give you better results. But I'm only focused on getting email signups for me. That's
Okay.
my only metric I care about. So I'm always trying to minimize how much it costs me to get a lead on my email list.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think Facebook ads can work really well. They can work well for engagement. You can see posts, and it does help. I think for sure, having a wider audience helps. But
Yeah.
I'm always just focused on getting email addresses. And so if there's some benefit to that can then get people on your list and then get them into your sales cycle, whatever that might be. But for some people, it is about the numbers, because we can get sponsorships, you can get other things, and big brands who might offer you some sort of sponsorship or some sort of partnership as an
Mm.
influencer are looking for engagement. They are looking for people who have big numbers. So it can, that in that end, depends on what your business model is, that in that end, that can help perhaps.
Yeah. Well, I only suggested it because I think it's one way, it's one option if
Right.
you're struggling with the algorithm
Right.
changed, that your posts get buried,
Right.
and you're experiencing something with your business page that you didn't before, that you simply can't get your posts seen. And I think
Right.
for this, it's a good option. I'm not I'm
Right.
also, yeah, I also don't think
Yeah, you have to balance it.
it should be a
Yeah,
balance
it's a
out, and you still have to deliver great content. Obviously,
right.
it's nothing. I mean, you won't be successful only with this method, obviously, but it can be some
Exactly.
a little
Exactly.
boost
But
in
it
the
can be a
beginning.
good, yeah, it can be a good way for sure to get some, good visibility. And
Okay.
the thing is, the challenge is with, it's extremely cheap to get Facebook likes outside of the, English speaking countries.
Yeah.
But I do think that it can hurt you in the long run to, you can get 1 cent per like or whatever on with uh, outside of the US, but I have seen pages be hurt by that as well. So if they do it too much, because
Yeah.
I know there's but not a, yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. I mean, you have to
yeah,
be
the
careful, but
balance.
I think
Yeah,
one time shot, that does
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay. Well, then now let's talk about your experiences. What is the best? I mean, you already said that you are aiming for to bring your customers into your sales funnels, essentially, right?
Right,
So what?
right. Because
Hmm?
yeah, I mean the thing about Facebook is I'm not so naive to love Facebook so much that I think let's just build, everything on Facebook. You have to have it, and you talked about this too in your presentation. You really have to
Yeah,
move people onto a property that you own, like your email list, or get them over to your website or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
So the way I think you want to own that audience, you want to try and get people over to where if Facebook went away tomorrow, your business would not disappear.
yeah,
You definitely don't want that. You don't want to build all solely on there. So what I think is really beneficial is to offer some sort of freebie, offer some sort of little giveaway that you have, and then run a Facebook ad to that opt-in page.
mm-hmm.
And you can track with the Facebook pixel, you can track to see what the cost per lead is, what the cost per opt-in is. So you can see when people land on the opt-in page, you're getting to your website. And then if they give you their email address, there's a thank you page after that. And that's where you're measuring that conversion to see, yes, they actually gave me the email address, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm tracking that with the Facebook pixel. And now you're going to be able to see, what is my cost per lead? How much does it cost me to get a new person onto my email list? And I've seen it can vary widely in terms of what your cost per lead is. I've seen cost per leads as low as, you know, 25 cents. That's really, really low. That's really, actually, that's not happening as much anymore, but it can with certain types of industries and certain types of giveaways. But typically, it's more like, you know, it depends on the giveaway. It can be like $1.50. It can be, it can be $5. Like right now, I'm running some ads to an opt-in, and I'm getting about $3 per opt-in. And that can be high for an opt-in if you don't have the business model in place after that to support
Yeah,
it. So you want to have some sort of product that you're selling that then
great.
where you can say, hey, we got 100 leads. Say we got 100 leads for, let's just make it an easy number. We got $2 a lead or something like that. 100 leads for $200. Um, and we convert, maybe 5% of those into a sale.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, 5 people. So you want to make sure you're selling something that at least covers that $200 cost. So you can't be selling like a $10 ebook, because that's only going to get you $50. So you have to have the business model in place, or you have to know what your return is
Mm.
for your email list.
Yeah,
So that's a
sure.
good thing to figure out, to know how much you can spend on a lead.
So and so let's maybe help people and me who are watching now, how do you set everything up? I mean, it might be overwhelming when you first get into
Right,
manager
right.
and see all the metrics and all the things that you can
Yeah,
adjust and need to adjust. Is
right.
there a basic guide that you can walk us through? And I walk you through
Yeah, so
my charger
so
now.
basically the way you do the tracking, here is with the Facebook pixel. And the Facebook pixel is just a little bit of code that you put on your website. You only have to put it on one time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this little segment of code. You can find it when you go into your ads manager and then up to the menu and you go under pixels and you can grab that code in there. You take that code and you put it on in the head tag of your website. And it actually also has a very easy integration with WordPress where you can just put in a plugin and that can give you an easy way to just upload that plugin and then it's installed. So you put you put the code the same place where you would put your Google Analytics code, and that's a good thing to have on your website as well. So you're watching traffic, and once you put that code in there, it's going to actually start gathering the traffic of people who have visited your website. And that's actually another handy way to maximize your ad dollars is by targeting, like say you've got a really great piece of content or you've got a sale on something, you can send an ad to all the people who have been to your website, and that's your really warm audience. And oftentimes the conversions there are really good because they know you, they trust you, all of that. So you put the pixel on your website, and then you're going to tell Facebook what the conversion looks like. So say you have an opt-in page where you're offering something, maybe it's a little freebie, maybe it's even just getting on your newsletter or something like that. You have that as the landing page, and then you would have, after they give you their email address, you're going to have some thank you page that says, here's your ebook, or here's your freebie, or here's your coupon code, or thanks for getting on our list. That is where you're going to set up the conversion so that Facebook knows, when someone lands on that page, that means they've given you their email address, and that's a conversion. So we're going to call that, a hit. We're going to call that a lead, and you need to just set that up in, I usually set it up as a custom conversion often because that's the easiest way to do it, and that's in the menu as well on Facebook. So set it up as a custom conversion, and then you're going to run an ad to that opt-in page, and you're going to track the conversions that come directly from that ad. So that's the process there to really getting leads from Facebook.
So it's actually a two-step process, really.
It really is, yeah. And you have to install the pixel, and then you have to tell Facebook what the conversion is.
And by telling, what do you mean? You just type in, like you yourself have to do the math and.
Yeah, no, you just take so say you've got a page on your site, like I've got a page on my site, andreavahl.com / 50 post thanks. And that means that's the thank you page if someone signs up for my ebook, 50 posts guaranteed to engage. So I would take that URL, my 50 post thanks URL, and I would go into the custom conversion section on Facebook and say, this URL is a conversion. This URL is this is a URL rule. And if you've ever set up a Google goal, it's the same thing. So you're really just you're just telling Facebook that if someone comes from the ad and then gets to this page, it's giving you a little like, okay, we got one that came from this ad.
Okay.
So you're doing that tracking. So those are the kind of two steps that you need.
Okay. And do you always do with all your ads that you're running, do you do A and B testing before you?
Yes.
Yes. Is that something everyone should do?
Yeah, you always need to test at least two different things. That's one of the big mistakes a lot of people make is that they try one ad and it doesn't do as well as they want, and they say Facebook ads don't work. So and so what I have found huge differences in in conversion costs, in conversions with different types of methods. So for example, right now, I'm running an ad that is a boosted post, actually. So a lot of people just do a boosted post, and that's okay, that's fine to do. But
Mm-hmm.
you can get more, you can get better results from going into the ads manager and optimizing your ads around conversions rather than optimizing it just around something like link clicks or engagement, because
Okay.
Facebook will know which types of people want to engage or want to convert, and it's tracking all these stuff like creepy Facebook is. So uh, they track this stuff, and they know who does what on Facebook. So when you say I want to optimize my ad for conversions, it says, okay, let's see, we've got this target audience here that you've selected. I'm gonna show the ad first to all these people within this audience who are the types of people who like to opt into free stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it shows an ad to those people first. But you also have to do this testing because, for example, I'm doing an ad right now where I'm doing a boosted post with a video, and I'm tracking the conversions on that. You can also track the conversions there, and it's getting lots and lots of video views, which is great. With my target audience, getting lots and lots of video views, but it's not doing as well with conversion costs. It's giving me $12 per conversion, which is
Oh,
high.
yeah.
I don't want to spend that much for someone to get on my email list.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm doing another ad with the same video, same text, same everything, optimized around conversions,
Mm-hmm.
and it's giving me $3 per conversion.
Oh, okay.
And I've also done something where I said, okay, let's also test images versus video. So I've got 3 different images that
Mm-hmm.
I'm using for the same ad, same text, but different images in the ad, and it's just a single image ad, and I'm running that against each other, and that one's converting at more like, $3.50, $4 per conversion. So I can see that in this case, the video ads converting better. But even among the 3 different images, they're converting at wildly different, very
Yeah.
different prices as well. So when you test 2 different things, then you're going to get some better results,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to have more information about what works best with your audience.
And for how that's very interesting. And for how
Yeah.
long do you usually run your tests? Like,
So, yeah, so I will run a test for 3 to 4 days
okay.
at a low budget. Actually, these I'm running at kind of a high budget because I have a very limited time frame. But um, usually I'm running it at just, even just $10 to $20 a day. It depends a little bit on the audience size sometimes and what the goals
Mm-hmm.
are, and how quickly you want to get the test rolling. But you can run it at a very low budget. So when I'm, just running it at $10 a day for 3 days, sometimes you can do higher if you have a higher overall budget and just really kind of get things rolling quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you'll be able to see after 3 or 4 days, let it just sit, don't do any tweaking to it, just let it sit and run and get optimized. And then at the end of that 3 or 4 days, you'll have really the best the best type of ad, the best image. You might, maybe it's a video versus an ad. Maybe you're testing different keywords. Try different keywords. That's the other thing I'm doing is testing some different targeting to see which audience converts the best,
Okay.
and that's going to give you more information.
Okay. And okay, I didn't want to ask that question, but it just occurred to me. So would you recommend doing $1 boosts at all? Or do you say this
To
doesn't
to
leave you
do a what?
like a $1 a day boost? Like if you boost your
Yeah,
post.
you can definitely do $1 a day, and that's something that Dennis Yu. I don't know if you follow Dennis Yu. He talks about that all the time. $1 a day, just running an ad,
Yeah.
you know, continually, and that can be a method. I don't do that as often because I'm doing more, really focused campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing, if you're just looking for more visibility, $1 a day can be just fine, just to get that a little bit more visibility.
Okay. Good.
But not during, if you're really trying to test conversions,
Mm-hmm.
$1 a day is going to just take too long because
Yeah.
you want to have enough results to have some significance between the two ads.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. And so if we maybe talk a little bit more basic stuff, when we talk about setting an ad up, how many of the, for example, of the how do you call them again? Like when you can the interests. How
Yeah,
many
yeah, yeah. The interests or
should
target.
you choose? Like, what is the
Right.
platform?
So yeah, that can be challenging too, and it depends a little bit on like if you have a local audience, if you're really just targeting a local area, then you're not going to really narrow your audience too much. You're going to just really focus on that local area and maybe have a couple extra interests. Um, but if you are if you're targeting like a little bit more wider range, like a whole country, what you're going to do is you're going to and it depends again a little bit on the size of your larger target area. Like
Mm-hmm.
often I'm trying to reach 500,000 to a million, maybe 2 million in that audience,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of see and group the keywords in a real logical way. Like I might take a certain group of fan pages that's similar. I might take some job titles if that's
Mm-hmm.
like, if I know that's might be part of my target. I might take, I might do some, I don't know what else. Some behavior targeting is kind of going away. It used to be available where you could target, in certain countries, you could target by income level and home ownership and stuff like that. But you might just try some different interests and group them. And you could test each keyword individually if you
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to say, let's just test this keyword, this fan page, this, because you can target the fans of another page by just, so if you know that your audience is, for example, a big fan of Condé Nast Traveler, then you can target the fans of Condé Nast Traveler. So,
And
uh,
this is a good
that's kind of
example. And
cool.
do you then also, well, because most of the key or many keywords give the option of like our interests and then job title and like the same thing. Would you then do both, or I mean, it depends,
Yeah,
obviously.
you group, yeah, I would group them, like, say, I would group them into all job titles in one ad audience that I would test,
Ah, okay.
and then I have another ad that would just be certain keywords that are similar to each other, not too different.
Uh-huh.
And then another ad that's maybe another group. So if you have segments, like you say, we're going to maybe target by people who like luxury brands.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just you're saying, let's just target for luxury. We might then say, let's target Tiffany's and let's target, Louis Vuitton and let's target this. And
Mm-hmm.
then let's maybe target travel sites, maybe like, and just focus on that and
Mm-hmm.
see which ad performs better. And with that, when you're testing audiences, and targeting, you're going to have the same exact ad. It's going to have the same image, the
Yeah.
same text and everything, because that way you know that, hey, the only reason this one did better was the targeting, because that was the only thing that was different. You really isolate the things that you're testing.
Okay. And it can be as many as 20 different ads when you're testing, or is that too
Oh,
many?
you can test, sometimes people are testing hundreds of different ads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it just depends on your budget because you have to have enough money to
Yeah,
test
yeah,
each
of
one
course.
of those. So
Of course. That's a good point. And so what else is there? Like if you have any general maybe I now I changed my position and I have lost the watch, but I think we've reached already our 30 minutes. But if you have
yeah, I think we
yeah,
have. Yep.
if you have a last suggestion, just a general advice for people who just
Yep.
trying
I
it.
will do one. I'm going to do one last tip
Yeah.
on looking at your reports because that's something that sometimes people aren't always looking at correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So in your report section, it can be confusing. There can be a lot of different numbers there, and you really want to just focus on one number that you are going to optimize around. So if, for example, say you're only trying to drive traffic to your blog, say that's the only thing you're looking for, you're really going to maximize just the cost per link click. So you want to make sure you're looking at the cost per link click and comparing that between the ads because that's your key performance indicator there.
Mm-hmm.
So in the reporting section, there are some pre-built reports, And I recommend using the performance and clicks pre-built report. So
Okay.
you can see a little more numbers with that, but it's really going to give you the information on the cost per link click and stuff like that. So, take a look at that. You could set that pre-built report as the default, and
Mm-hmm.
that will give you a little bit more information. It can be overwhelming, but just remember, just to optimize around that, whatever that one thing is,
Okay.
and focus just on that.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much. This
Yeah,
was very helpful and interesting.
yeah,
Like I said before, this is also not my area, so I've learned something today, a lot actually.
yeah.
And yeah, also
Great.
thanks for confirming that my method that I was suggesting is not that bad either. So
Yeah, no, it can serve a purpose for sure.
that's cool. And yes,
All
if
right.
you want to connect with Andrea, make sure you leave a link for to your site.
Yeah, I've got a link. I've got a new training that I'm doing right now,
Okay, cool.
that is on uh, uh, how to kind of run Facebook ads for clients, because that can be a really great side income for people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking to learn how to run Facebook ads, it's, I talk about that as well. But it also can be a great thing where I know a lot of the travel bloggers might be looking for different streams of income.
Mm-hmm.
And this can be a great stream of income because you can just manage Facebook ads for a
Good.
client. A great thing to do on the road, a great thing to just add to, a service that you might, if you're doing
Absolutely.
services for people.
Yeah,
So I'll
drop
put
the
that
link
link in there.
below the video and people can
Yep.
check it out. That's awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thanks again for your time and thanks for watching, guys. And that's it for today's Feature Friday. And I see you
All
next.
right.
And you have a wonderful
Thank you.
weekend, Andrea.
All right. You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.